So this is Rachel Demita. I think everyone pretty much knows, if you're a fan of this channel, you pretty much know who Rachel Demita is. And let's be real, if you're a fan of the Mick Talks Hoops channel, the WNBA channel, or for similar content that she'll make, well, similar topics that she covers a lot, or if you're a fan of DBG, the 2K YouTuber, you obviously know who Rachel Demita is as well. If you were involved, or if you even played 2K, you know who Rachel Demita is. So, for me, this is one of those things where this is where I'm like, this is some of the most unhinged stuff I've ever seen. This is one of the most unhinged posts I think I've ever seen. And, like, you're seeing all this stuff calling out Rachel Demita for crazy stuff. And, like, I kid you not when it comes to this. Like, first of all, like, I want to apologize to Angel Reese fans. I want to apologize to the worst of the Caitlin Clark fans. I want to apologize to the South Carolina fans. Yes, every single one of your fan bases have threatened my life, but I want to apologize to all of you guys, because the Paige Bueckers fans are crazy people. So I think I tweeted out earlier on, it was when Malonga was cooking, I tweeted out and I'm like, Dominique Malonga is number one in the redraft, no question. They're like, what about Paige? I'm like, man, Paige is 4 years older. I'm like, yes, Paige is better today, obviously. But it's like saying, I don't know. It's like saying in 2013, Giannis goes number one in the redraft, no question. They're like, but what about what Michael Carter Williams is doing in Philadelphia? And I'm like, no. And it's like, it's one of those weird things in the WNBA that you're not allowed to talk about like it's basketball. And I feel bad for the Seattle Storm fans. Because Seattle Storm fans, I kid you not, they're not even allowed to celebrate the fact that they drafted Baby Goat. They drafted the future GOAT, and they're not allowed to celebrate her because it's like, oh, calm down. She's so young, and there's too much pressure being put on her. Like, oh, like she's just being used to show narratives. I'm like, no, like Anthony Edwards in 2023-24 was better than Wembanyama was in 2023-2024, but every single team in the league would take Wembanyama before Ant. Wemby was not a top 20 player in his rookie season. All 30 NBA teams, if they had a player to start their franchise with, would choose Victor Wembanyama. And if you completely take out the monetary aspect, which only affects two players really, because the way Chicago Sky's attendance was this year without Angel Reese is pretty rough, but that's only to an extent. But it's really Caitlin Clark. It's really like Caitlin Clark will generate $50 million a year for your team. Additional money, realistically. But I will say it is, like, outside of Caitlin Clark, it doesn't really affect anyone, because let's be real, the Dallas Wings are third last in attendance. And you've then got, and sorry, by the way, they would be second last in attendance if it wasn't for the games that they played against the Fever and sold out 20,000 seats. But I'm not too fussed about that. If you are asking teams from a purely basketball perspective, what player they would start their franchise with, and if they're being honest, there are 15 WNBA teams, it would be some form of a split between Dominique Malonga and Caitlin Clark. And why am I talking about Dominique Malonga so much? Because a lot of people, there are people that were ultra early, like, let's be real, the likes of Hunter Cruz and these people. And by the way, when people are talking about WNBA media and all these, like, actual basketball people, these are the people that are actual basketball. Like, that's where I'm learning about a lot of these things from, like, the likes of Hunter Cruz. There's a lot of, like, kind of really in-depth, like, draft podcasts that are really good, but they don't get any of the traction. They won't get the same amount of traction as saying that it's somehow racist to support Paige Bueckers over Caitlin Clark. And I mean, I'm looking at the two of them, and I'm like, I actually just can't. I actually don't. I don't know how you can come to that conclusion. I don't know how you can actually come to that conclusion, but that will obviously get more hits. But Rachel Demita is a player, or like, is somebody whose husband is Andre Roberson. Andre Roberson played in France. So she went over to France, and when she was in France, obviously, because she's covering a lot of WNBA stuff, was like, I'm going to interview Dominique Malonga. Nobody else is. And let's be real, if you're talking about YouTube and covering Dominique Malonga, it was me and Hunter Cruz. That was it. Up to that point, we were the only people who ever talked about Dominique Malonga. And mostly him. And I started watching a ton of Dominique Malonga in Euro Cup. Like, I started hyping the shit out of her when she was 18 years old and put up 18 and 14 on Leah Rue's head. I'm like, holy crap, Dominique Malonga is going to be good. But like, I was a proponent of Dominique Malonga should have been number 1 in the draft very, very early. In fairness, I jumped the gun on Olivia Miles. I really did jump the gun. Like, I jumped the gun on Olivia Miles. My mock draft was, and then I had Miles down like 6 before she dropped out. I jumped the gun and I was like, the way Miles is playing. But then again, Paige didn't start her senior season that good. They weren't great. And in the tournament, she wasn't exceptional. But look, I don't think the Dallas Wings are going to be annoyed at taking Paige number 1. I still think Malonga number 1. So Rachel tweets. So I screenshot it, by the way. She tweets my rookie of the year and gets ratioed by these dumbasses. And like, she's not saying, she literally, and people are like, oh, if you had a vote, you would vote for Dominique. No one is. It's just fucking tweet. She's saying that because Rachel Demita interviewed Malonga. Rachel Demita was one of the first main media people to talk about Malonga. And even though, yes, she does most of the stuff, a lot of stuff she does when talking about WNBA is on YouTube, you know what? No, the difference is she at least has some media background. She's not just a former 2K YouTuber talking into a damn microphone. So, she's there hyping up Dom Malonga. And the reason why I have to make all this Dominique Malonga talk is because we got to be honest here. Like, Dominique Malonga is baby goat. Like, it's between her and Caitlin Clark for who is the highest potential young player in the league. And I'm leaning towards Dominique Malonga having higher potential as a basketball player. And yes, I know that Caitlin makes everyone better and everything, but like, Malonga's Malonga. Like, that's just... I just don't even know how to describe it, but so a bunch of people were quote tweeting some mad stuff, but this was what the tweet was. You a whole sports supporter. This is, I don't know who to honestly guy. Married to a pro athlete with a sister-in-law who's going to be in the league for 4 years and you grifting for the clan and being shady. Get your priorities together. And this is the problem is like people think, I kid you not, and I'm like, I said it and I was like, she went to interview Dom before she was drafted, has been a vocal advocate for all the players she has on her podcast, which includes Georgia Amore, includes Harmony Turner, includes Lucy Olsen. I was like, but let me get this right. She supported a Cameroon-born French international over Paige, who, I mean, I actually don't understand this. Like, I don't understand how we've gone so full circle that hyping up the Cameroon-born French international over Paige from Hopkins, Minnesota makes you a racist. And then this person was responding. They've basically deleted they've not nuked their Twitter, they made it private. But they were responding being like, I'm not saying that. Why are you grifting for them? And I'm like, dude, I want to talk fucking basketball. Like, you're not even allowed in the WNBA circles. You are not even allowed to talk about the 6'6", 7'2" wingspan, runs like a gazelle. When she figures it out, is going to be a decoy candidate who can shoot and handle for a big and pass for a big. Like, what are we doing? She is the greatest 19-year-old we've seen since Lauren Jackson. She's like 6 months younger than Juju. Like, what are we doing? What are we doing? She's like a month older than Sarah Strong. And she was 1 rebound off like her 4th 20 and 10 game of her rookie season. Like, she was never going to be in Rookie of the Year conversation. She's not as good as Paige Bueckers. I think anyone who says she's as good as Paige Bueckers is a dumbass right now. And I don't even think Rachel Demita is saying that. She's just tweeting my Rookie of the Year to hype her. It's like saying it's like putting a Kelsey Mitchell tape and saying my MVP. No shit, Kelsey Mitchell's not MVP. No shit, like. But like, that doesn't... I don't even know. These people are crazy. And like, she's responded herself. At this point, I'm excited for the NBA season. I'd rather the you don't know ball or get back to the kitchen comments as opposed to bringing my family into things, claiming I'm part of a clan. I'm like, these people are more toxic in 2K community and I didn't think that was possible. I agree. What's this guy saying? That supporting Malonga means you're racist. That's basically what they're saying. That's basically what they've said. Like, that's basically what these people have implied. And this is like, you've obviously got Rachel talking about it as well. And I'm like, this is a whole thing. This is now a thing. Like, if you are considered, and by the way, I'm just a guy who talks into a microphone. You can call me an idiot all you want. Like, I say I don't care. And people are like, oh, why do you keep responding? Because it's funny. 1, I think it's funny. 2, I enjoy arguing with people online. Like, can we just admit that it is fun to argue with idiots online? It is fun to argue with idiots online. Like, that is fun. That is fun. It is fun to troll. Like, I cannot wait. until Paige Bueckers, who, by the way, is going to be the only rookie of the year in the history of the WNBA to be on the last ranked team. And when she wins rookie, when she makes history by that, I'm just going to start quoting loads of these records. I'm just going to start quoting loads of the team records by Paige Bueckers, that she's the only player to make an All-W first team off last rank. Because you better believe she's making the All-WNBA first team. Paige Bueckers could score 11 points per game every single game for the rest of the year, and she's making the All-WNBA first team. You know, it's rigged. It's already rigged for Paige. We know it's rigged for Paige. We know it's rigged for her. Like, let's stop it here. Like, we all know it's rigged for Paige. And by the way, she dropped 44. She's the rookie of the year. Like, Citron's Mystics team are on a 3-game slide. They lost twice to the Connecticut Sun. We're not, like, Citron, it was basically Paige was way ahead and Citron was catching up. Paige was there and Citron overtaken Paige by a little bit, and then Paige overtook her again and Citron's kind of gone down. Whereas Kiki's kind of been the third. For most of the year, she's been in there in third. And I'll say it when it comes to Kiki, like, all rookie team guaranteed. Third and rookie of the year is fair enough. Maybe she sneaks in over Citron at second, but I doubt it. I highly doubt Kiki does that, but like, it is what it is. But the reason I'm making this point is that, and I really wanted to stress when we're not taking narratives into account, just how fucking good Dominique Malonga is. Like, I really cannot stress enough how good Dominique Malonga is. And the reason why I can't stress how good Dominique Malonga is that in WNBA circles, you have to conform or you're evil. And by the way, people throw around this sentence so much, but this sentence right here, grifting for this, that is one of the craziest accusations you can throw at somebody, because clearly, as somebody who is not a racist, this group is one of, or well, obviously with a different letter, but that group that are being referred to is one of the most disgusting and horrible groups in the history of humanity. So, I'm sorry, like, if equating not being conforming to the WNBA with, again, grifting for this group is basically calling the person evil. If not conforming, and what do I need to put? Like, I don't think Paige Bueckers is a bad player. I like Paige. If I didn't think Paige Bueckers had the potential to be the best player in the world, I wouldn't be that hard on Paige Bueckers. It's like, why are you not hard on some other players? Because they're not as good as Paige. Like, it's as simple as that. They're not as good as Paige. If that is what comes from it, then this isn't a sports league. It's just not a sports league. And these people don't care about sports. They've never cared about sports. And they're out here going to be talking about it. And people are like, literally, I've been called a MAGA grifter so many times. I'm Irish. What the fuck does my preference in basketball players? If you ask me who my favorite WNBA players are, Caitlin number 1, Leo Phoebish 2, Dom Malonga 3, Grace Berger 4. I mean, Aaliyah when she plays with Caitlin is exceptional. I would love if Alyssa Thomas was on my team. Who else? Like John Quell. John Quell's serious. Like, I like just listing who my favorite players are and not having to bullshit and pander to an audience. Otherwise, you're just considered the scum of the earth. And that's apparently what it is with the WNBA stuff. And for all of you guys that agree with this guy, I mean this. I'm going to end the video with this. From the bottom of my heart, go fuck yourselves and just pick a new obsession to push that isn't sports related.